doing. Right, something a little bit different today. I've got a 5 litre, it's in a 45mm mock-up door, and it's non-British standard. So you get a lot of generic locks from different sort of stores that do their own sort of branded stuff, and you get these and they're quite cheap. Now I always think of these like, you know, you start to do single pin picking and you get into some cheap padlocks, and the tolerances are terrible on them because they're not made very well at all. Lever locks is a bit the same really. The cheaper the lock, the tolerances are rubbish. It doesn't mean it's always an easy pick, because when you're picking them it feels spongy and squidgy. Sometimes the levers spray out and you can think you're on one but it's over there somewhere because it's built cheaply, so they can give you a bit of a problem. So the bidding is like, I wouldn't even bother with that, but never mind. That's what we got in the block, so we're going to give it a go. So we're going to find out what gauge it is. Now we talk about gauges. Got this old girl here. The lower the number, the larger it is. The higher the number, the smaller it is. Okay, I know it throws your mind a little bit. So we're looking at this and we're going to go through until we're 4, 5, and there we go. Can you see? Get my arm out of the way. 6. So that's 6. Is it going to go in a 7? No. So they do 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7. You don't really get many 7.5s, and 8. Most common is 5. After that it's 7, and rarely you do get 8, but not very often. And these are the ones that are tiny. These are always going to be sort of cabinets and tiny little keyways. And all this is for pipes. It's the same thing. That big part at the bottom is for 1, and that smaller part at the top is a 7. So averagely, as we know, cabinet locks and quite a few padlocks tend to be around the 8. More and more cabinets, quite common, is 9, and then again you get a 10. You rarely get to your 11s and 12 because you can see the tiny little dots. So remember, the smaller the number, the bigger it is. You can't go wrong. So we've got this horrible generic lock, and it's going to have quite pant tolerances, to be fair. Now we're going to go in with it's quite a long wire, this one is. The reason we've chosen the long wire is, I mean, I can see the key here, but if you didn't, you wouldn't know. You'd have to find out the hard way. As you can see, it's quite high lifts on this particular lock. We need to get quite high up, so we need a fairly long wire so we can reach that. So first of all, we're going to get the wire. We're going to drop him in. Drop him for the keyway, drop him in down like that. So it's in the bottom of the keyway. We're going to get our tension tool. We're going to drop that in. So 7 gauge tension tool. Remember, this is a 6 gauge lock. So 7 gauge is going to do 7, 6.5, 6, another way down to, it will hold into some of the 5s and 5.5s as well. You just get more tolerance, you get a bit more room. But we can get hold of. The trick is, we can still get hold of that. As long as you get hold of that curtain, that's what it's for. It's a curtain tension tool. That's it. Okay, this one's got a sliding bar and whatnot. Got some in my shop. Have a look if you like. Plenty of them. Lots of good deals on these. Right, so we're lucky. Front to back. Now, what I tend to do, personally, it's my opinion, some of you might not agree with that, is cheaper locks tend to be a lot higher lifts. So a lot of the false notches tend to be at the top. So you've got to lift past them and get through them. You get 1 or 2 at the bottom, but most of them tend to be at the top. I don't know why. So we're just going to lift that out of the way, and it'll be above where we're the true gate, and then it'll drop down and we'll go in. And the way you sort of do that is on one, I put no tension on yet. I'm going to lift the first one up. If I feel, lift him quite high up, and then I'm going to see I'm putting the tension. Then I'm going to, when he's high, I'm going to put the tension on. So there's 1. And then we'll ease my tension off for 2, 3, 4. Get back at 5. We'll drop then. Go back to the front. They will drop down into the gate when you want it. Either that one there. 4. I'm gonna have a little bitch pick round. I've got a false notch, so there's quite a low one there. We'll get him out of that. And we'll go through it again. No tension. Start the tension now. Watch how much you put on there. I'm going to go for some really high lifts here, so I'm trying to push past any of those notches. Back on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back on 1, and there you go. So you can see it's not that difficult. They're not. You just got to think about where the levers might be and the false notches as you're going to go through them. Remember, never throw it all the way, especially got a long wire, it will get stuck. So guys, prize draw for this week for my supporters. So thank you for all my support. I hope you got my video yesterday, supporters. Let me know, leave some comments on that. I sent it to you via email, so it should be in your inbox somewhere. I could have always fallen in your junk folder. So remember guys, if you like the video and the tips and tricks, remember, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, and the prize I shall sort out in the week. I'm not quite decided yet. We'll find something, I assure you, which will be interesting. Everybody stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you in a few days. Take it easy. Ta-da.